taking everything you said about creative merits, about creating a sequel, and what Jeff said about Tony Hawk, and how sequels tend to hurt the franchise, I want to hear what you all have to say about sports franchises that every year release a new Madden, and there's not that much innovation in the franchise, and how they survive.
People love football. I think it would be great in those cases if they were to turn those into something that was more of a subscription basis, and it seems like, you know, with the way things are going with DLC and digital distribution, like, I think that will eventually become a reality, because they probably don't need to, unless they love having all these people lining up to buy discs, and the PR that generates, which is substantial. It doesn't seem like there's a huge reason for people to go out and buy a Madden disc every year.
I mean, I think there's an assumption there though that people are connected online and they get what, you know, downloadable content is, and they get all of that stuff as well. Like, a lot of the reason why there is a Madden every year is because it's the only way people know that there's a new Madden out. Like, people, like, there are huge chunks of our audience that don't know there's DLC out, don't know we release DLC weekly, or you know, we released a Queen Pack last October, and we were doing like a bunch of focus groups for RB3, and we were talking about DLC. And like every second panel was like, man, it'd be really cool if you got some Queen for Rock Band. That would be awesome. It's like there's steps we have to take in terms of like digital distribution and downloadable content.
Education.
Like exactly, it's education and like sort of waiting for that to penetrate sort of outside of us before we can start sort of talking about like Madden not being on a yearly cycle.
Also, that's interesting. Do you think part of that has to do with the lack of mainstream video game coverage? I mean, outlets like Joystick or Giant Bomb, right? We're going to let you know there's a Queen track pack out, but how does your mainstream gamer, the kind of person who doesn't play Giant Bomb, and how would they even know?
I mean, I think a lot of that is on us as developers to promote this stuff, and to, like, we can't rely on Kotaku with Joystick and Giant Bomb to put out the message for us. We have to go and integrate it into the game and like go and reach out to the community, and like we do bar nights, for example, to try and promote our content. Like we have to sort of think about it and sort of almost turn it into business mode, which is kind of crappy in some respects, but at the same time, you have to think about how would I know about downloadable content if I never read a blog?
Well, yeah, also, I mean, the amount of mainstream penetration we have, both on marketing spend and on, like, you know, we're not going on Jay Leno, you know. I mean, you've seen that when it happened, being news. And when you promote any crappy movie, you're rolling out your stars to go on all those shows. They're doing the Today Show, they're doing Leno, they're doing Letterman, we're not even this far into that.